Let's start on this idea of the economy, because I have to say it's something we probably haven't heard about enough, haven't focused on enough going through this campaign season. Normally, we particularly here on a business network, we would follow it much more closely. There's been so much this year that's kind of changed the scene and kind of been thrown out in the noise. But what do you think about the economic plan of each of these two?
Well, I think Steve got into a lot of it, in what he talked about, which is that Biden wants to lead us out by a lot of government investment in infrastructure in particular and clean energy infrastructure in particular. Trump is a free market guy. At the end of the day, I'm sure there's going to be a combination of both. But I didn't hear anything sort of wild and radically interesting coming from either guy. So I don't think that discussion really moved the needle one way or another, Becky, from my perspective. But that's really how I saw that.
You did have 50 Cent coming out this week, though, and saying that because of the high tax rates that he would be voting for President Trump. And that's something that's gotten picked up and gotten play and kind of run with. And I just wonder, those types of tax rates, those things that are out there, you think that is something that actually happens if Biden wins election?
Yeah, I think taxes will go up. He himself says for anyone making over $400,000 a year. So, and taxes will go up for corporate America. Right.
And, you think
whether
taxes
that
will go up
is
to 62% in some places?
On individuals, you mean?
Yeah, on individuals. That's the number in California. I think New Jersey would be as high as 60%.
Yeah, both state and federal together. Becky, it depends entirely on who controls the Senate. And I also think, right now Democrats seem united about that, but there are a lot of conservative Democrats. Remember, Becky, the Democrats took the House back in 2016. It wasn't actually because of the AOC, more liberal faction. They recovered the House because Democrats running in purple districts, conservative Democrats, actually did well. So this discussion will get much more interesting, once you see the makeup of the Senate and the House afterwards. During the campaign, there's no laws of gravity. You can make any claim you want, but there will be a serious negotiation on this. Democrats won the House back because conservative Democrats did well, not the more liberal ones.
Yeah, and, Tom, I don't know how much you've thought about this, but I've been trying to kind of run through the list of things that the Biden campaign has said they want to do. There's health care, there's taxes, there's infrastructure, there's stimulus spending. And even if there's a complete blue sweep, I try and figure out which one of those would be the top priority before you lose momentum, before you start thinking about the next race in 2 years. What do you think, or have you spent much time thinking about that?
Yeah, I think the two things that there would be a broad public support for and probably broad-based Democratic support for is some kind of real infrastructure bill, stimulating the economy through investments in infrastructure, even though those take a lot longer to work through, and some kind of rollback on the corporate tax cut in order to pay for some of the other social programs that Biden's talking about. But I doubt once it all goes through the kind of meat grinder, that it'll be anywhere nearly as radical as Biden either hopes or predicts. But those are the two areas I'd look for: infrastructure spending and some kind of rollback in the corporate tax cut.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.